Welcome to Success, the podcast where we explore the paths to personal and professional fulfillment. I'm your host, Bella.
And I'm John, joining Bella today to dive into an exciting topic.
That's right, John. Today, we're going to explore a new way of thinking about success. We'll be looking at a framework that could change how we understand and achieve lasting success.
Sounds intriguing, Bella. I'm sure our listeners are eager to learn more.
Absolutely. This new approach might just be the key to finding real satisfaction in our accomplishments. So let's get started. Have you ever felt like success is just a never-ending chase? It's like playing a game where the rules keep changing.
Absolutely. It's exhausting, isn't it? You hit one target, and suddenly 5 more pop up from nowhere.
Exactly. We're always under pressure to do more, get more, be more. It's like we're on a treadmill that never stops.
And it makes you wonder, is this really what success is all about? Always running after the next big thing?
Well, that's where some interesting research comes in. 2 experts, Laura Nash and Howard Stevenson, decided to take a closer look at this idea of success.
Oh, that sounds fascinating. What did they do?
They talked to and surveyed hundreds of professionals to understand what people think about success. They wanted to know what's really behind our ideas of achievement.
And did they find anything surprising?
They did. They came up with a whole new way of thinking about success. It's a practical framework that could lead to real fulfillment instead of just stress and anxiety.
Wow, that sounds like something we could all use. Can you tell us more about this framework?
Now let's dive into the heart of Nash and Stevenson's research. They found that success isn't just one thing, but actually has 4 key parts.
That's right. These 4 parts are happiness, achievement, significance, and legacy. Let's break them down one by one.
Great idea. First up is happiness. This is about feeling good or content with your life.
Exactly. It's those positive emotions we all want to experience.
Next is achievement. This means accomplishing goals that compare well to what others have done.
It's like getting a promotion at work or winning a competition.
The third component is significance. This is about making a positive impact on people you care about.
Yes, it's that feeling that you've made a difference in someone's life.
And finally, we have legacy. This is about setting up your values or accomplishments to help others succeed in the future.
It's like leaving a lasting mark that continues to benefit others even after you're gone.
Now here's the key point. Nash and Stevenson found that you need all 4 of these to feel truly successful.
That's interesting. So just having 1 or 2 isn't enough.
Exactly. If you're missing any of these components, you might feel like something's lacking, even if you're doing well in other areas.
I can see how that makes sense. It's about finding a balance across all 4 areas.
Absolutely. It's not always easy, but aiming for all 4 can lead to a more fulfilling sense of success. Now let's talk about an interesting strategy that Nash and Stevenson discovered in their research. They call it the kaleidoscope strategy. This approach helps people structure their goals and activities in a way that leads to lasting success.
That's an interesting name. How does it work?
Well, just like a kaleidoscope creates beautiful patterns by combining different pieces, this strategy helps you combine different aspects of your life to create a successful and fulfilling pattern.
That sounds helpful. Can you explain more about how we can use it?
Sure. The kaleidoscope strategy helps you look at your life from different angles. It encourages you to think about which tasks you should do to fulfill the 4 parts of success we talked about earlier: happiness, achievement, significance, and legacy.
I see. So it's like a tool to help us balance our activities?
Exactly. It also helps you find areas where you might be missing something. For example, you might realize you're focusing too much on achievement and not enough on happiness.
That's really useful. How else can it help?
The kaleidoscope strategy can also help you make better choices about how you spend your time. It encourages you to think about how much energy you put into different activities and whether that matches your goals for success.
It sounds like a great way to get a clear picture of our lives and make sure we're on the right track.
Absolutely. By using this strategy, people can create a more balanced and satisfying approach to success rather than just chasing one aspect of it. Now, let's talk about something that might seem a bit strange at first. We often think success means always wanting more, right? But what if I told you that truly successful people actually set limits for themselves?
That's interesting. Can you explain more about that?
Sure. According to Nash and Stevenson's research, successful people who feel really satisfied with their lives often use what they call a just enough approach.
Just enough? That sounds like settling for less.
Not at all. It's actually about being smart with your goals. These successful people decide what's enough in different areas of their life. They don't always try to get more and more.
I see. So how does this help them?
Well, it helps them set goals they can actually reach. When you have a clear idea of what's enough, you're more likely to achieve it. And when you achieve your goals, you feel successful.
That makes sense. So instead of always chasing bigger things, they're happy with what they decide is enough.
Exactly. And here's the cool part. By doing this, they end up having more true wins in life. They feel successful more often because they're reaching the goals they set for themselves.
That's a really different way of thinking about success. It's not about always getting more, but about being happy with what you decide is enough.
You've got it. It's about quality over quantity. By setting these limits, successful people actually end up feeling more satisfied and fulfilled in the long run. Let's look at a real-life example to see how these ideas about success play out. There's a 55-year-old venture capitalist who's thinking about his next move.
That sounds interesting. What's his situation?
Well, he's wondering if he should start another round of intense work. It would mean 7 more years of financing and consulting.
That's a long time. How does he feel about it?
He's not sure he has the energy for it anymore. He says, I just can't imagine enjoying that pace again. And frankly, it's time I paid attention to my family.
It sounds like he's thinking about the happiness and significance parts of success we talked about earlier.
Exactly. But here's the thing. He also says, I'd really feel like a loser if I didn't play the game as hard as everyone else.
Oh, so he's worried about the achievement part of success?
Right. And his solution, he thinks, I guess I should retire.
But is that really the best answer? It seems like he's not considering all 4 parts of success we discussed.
Good point. This is where thinking about just enough and setting limits could really help him find a better balance. As we wrap up today's episode, let's quickly recap the key points we've discussed about achieving lasting success.
That's right. We learned about the 4 important parts of success: happiness, achievement, significance, and legacy. It's crucial to work on all of these areas to feel truly successful.
Exactly. We also talked about the kaleidoscope strategy, which helps us organize our goals and activities to cover all these areas of success.
And don't forget the importance of setting limits. Successful people often find satisfaction by knowing when they have just enough.
Great point. We encourage all our listeners to think about how they can apply this new way of looking at success in their own lives. Remember, it's not just about doing more, but about finding balance and fulfillment in all areas.
Thanks for joining us on Success. Until next time, keep striving for that lasting success.